Crocodile. First time chatter, thank you. So what should we draw? Well, I'll just go with my instinct now. So you see charcoals have a raw imprint. What if the creature in the drawing preys on a species of cow crab? Look, these kind of drawings, they don't have any world building. They don't have any like anatomical details or scientific realism. This is just about making a beautiful image that people will want to put in their walls. And of course, it will help if the image is from my heart and has relations to my world and my worldview. Maybe we can call this the incipient demon AI. Notice how I'm using the charcoal sparingly. I'm not shading or anything because then we're going to move in with watercolors. And then the interaction between the watercolors and this charcoal is going to be really slick. So now we're mixing in some blue gouache with the brown to get this sort of neutral kind of thick-bodied sauce. I want to do the background like a dark night, basically. Yes. Now this is going really well. I'm using watercolor paper. Practically any paper about 300 grams do, but I also like my watercolor paper a bit smoother. Susie Pay says, heart, heart, heart. Spooky Alex says, I only have dollar store watercolors and paintbrushes. Where do you think this is from? This is from a dollar store. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Of course, some fancy colors, everybody likes to use them. I have nothing against them. If you have cheap watercolors, limit yourself to 2 colors, maybe 3. Then, so now we're just laying it in. Now when this dries, it will really look like quote unquote arty. Like something you would see from the mid 20th century, which arguably is my favorite time for painting and art stuff in general. So one of the tricks I like to do is kind of mess about with colors every now and then. So since this is surreal art, there's no need for us to be realistic. So this is, I noticed this the first time when I was looking at trees. If you look at the branches of a tree, they actually divide the background, and then during a sunset, imagine this is a branch, okay, like a tree branch with 3 branches. Now this part during a sunset would be orange, and this part would be blue, maybe this part white or something, and it's just a really nice unreal effect. And I like this a lot, so I like to exaggerate that. And now actually we are using a very expensive watercolor paint. The kind of pricey Winsor & Newton ultramarine green shade, which has this like really nice blue shade, which when it dries, oof, you get the most delectable blue. This is a bit expensive, so I'm kind of afraid to use it liberally. Oh, look how nice this blue is. I'll flash it to the good camera when it dries, and you can really see. And these little effects that happen between the blue and the charcoal, they're just marvelous. Maybe the moon is blue. The demon looks like my cat for some reason, says Spooky Alex. Okay. Now you see the effect of the gouache mixed with the saliva produces this nice coarse inconsistency. So maybe I want this to be something like a wasp, you know, with this kind of like, you ever had these like giant wasps with red faces and the rest of the body is kind of dark? Maybe I am going for that look. So actually here on the corners of my paint box, I got this slop created by every other color mixing. So I'm just dipping into the slop, getting this dark color. And now we're gonna graduate into that. I'm gonna leave the horns white for now. Maybe that teeth white too. Okay, notice there's a kind of like natural color gradient forming here, and we made a mistake here. We got a drop of dark paint here. Let's seep that up. Yes. EM10 says, I remember you recommended artists to look at negative spaces. Do you have some examples to get certain effects? Yes, I mean, look, when you think about negative space, these blue shadings, they're all negative space. The shape in the mouth of the monster here, it's like a zigzag minaret aloe leaf kind of thing. And like none of this is coincidental. Because when you're drawing a shape, or when you're drawing anything really, negative space also has to work. I gave up on gold for this part because I don't want it to be too much. I don't want it to be overkill. Also, this splatter effect I really enjoy doing. Makes the whole thing kind of like more alive and savage. Okay, we can do the gold for the eyes, I think. Wow, look at this. Isn't this just amazing? Let me just show you how cool this blue is. Whoop. Wow, just look at it. The good thing about watercolors is you can layer them. So now after it dries once, you can even move in with the same color to get these cool accented differences. And I almost always do 2 passes. Now look, I'm doing something else now. I'm tracing the charcoal lines of my main figure, but only with a wet brush now. And it's smearing all the charcoal dust into this like really smooth and very artistic looking line. And like when it dries, it really leaves its imprint. So yes. Notice how we're building this up now, layer by layer. If you worked with Photoshop and then you come back to this, so let me show you how nice this is. Look at it close up. All the splatter effects I've been doing. All that nice face details. The golden eyes. These are nice. The nose wax, the saliva paint, everything, and the Windsor blue here. Oh no, I got a bit of a smudge. Well, that's not too bad. So yeah.